Chiu has always been known for her openness. For years, fans admired how freely she shared her thoughts, her emotions, and even her vulnerabilities, often choosing honesty over polish. That's why when she suddenly went quiet on certain topics, fans noticed almost immediately. It wasn't an abrupt disappearance, nor was it a dramatic withdrawal from the public eye. Kim was still present. She still showed up to work, still smiled for cameras, still fulfilled her commitments. But something had undeniably shifted. There were gaps where answers used to be. Questions that once would have been met with warmth and explanation were now gently sidestepped. Conversations moved forward without clarity. Instead of filling the silence with reassurances or justifications, Kim allowed it to remain. And for fans who had grown used to her openness, that silence felt louder than any statement she could have made. Social media began to buzz, not with outrage, but with curiosity and concern. Fans replayed interviews, noticing how carefully she chose her words. They pointed out moments where she paused, smiled, and redirected the conversation rather than diving deeper. It wasn't evasive in an obvious way. It was calm, composed, and deliberate. That distinction mattered. This wasn't someone running away from questions. It felt like someone choosing boundaries. Many fans began to interpret this quiet phase not as avoidance but as growth. Kim has lived most of her life in the spotlight, growing up under constant observation, commentary, and expectation. For someone who has shared so much for so long, choosing silence can be an act of self-awareness. Fans noted that her quiet now feels intentional, like someone who has learned that not every thought needs to be processed publicly, and not every chapter needs to be explained while it's still being written. Others believe she may be protecting something deeply personal, not hiding it forever, but holding it close until the time feels right. There's a tenderness to that possibility, an understanding that some things deserve privacy, even when the world is curious. Fans expressed respect for this choice, saying that Kim has earned the right to keep certain parts of her life sacred, especially after years of giving so much of herself to the public. What's striking is how her silence hasn't pushed people away, it's drawn them closer. Fans aren't demanding answers, they're listening more carefully. They're reading between the lines, observing her actions rather than her words. In a culture where oversharing is often rewarded, Kim's restraint stands out. It suggests confidence, security, and perhaps a deeper understanding of herself. There's also a sense that this silence is temporary, purposeful, a pause rather than an ending. Fans describe it as the quiet before clarity, a moment of stillness before something is ready to be revealed. Until then, Kim seems content letting her work, her presence, and her consistency speak for her. In the end, one thing is clear. Kim Chiu's silence is not empty. It's layered with intention, reflection, and strength. It proves that sometimes growth doesn't announce itself loudly. Sometimes it shows up in what's left unsaid. And, paradoxically, by saying less, Kim has made people listen more closely than ever.